Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you to the committee for giving me the opportunity to present the result of our research. The research was conducted by Elisardia as a certain lecturing in architecture at Trisakti University, Jakarta, and me as a teacher, as a lecturer at the architecture department at Trisakti University, Jakarta. The paper that I will present is titled Spatial Segregation in Residential Areas Case Study, the area around Puri Gading Housing Bekasi, Indonesia. This presentation contains about introduction, research methodology, result and discussion, and the end of this presentation is a conclusion. There are several phenomena that serve as the background for this research. The first is that population growth and the increasingly high price of land in big cities such as Jakarta have resulted in developers choosing to build and sell housing in area around Jakarta, such as the city of Bekasi. The second is easier access to Jakarta with complete transportation infrastructure. There are several phenomena that serve as background for this shift. The condition shown that the existence of the city of Jakarta cannot be separated from the existence of the cities around it. This means that Jabodetabek, the areas directly adjacent to Jakarta, have not developed into separate cities with all the complexities and problems that are as critical as those faced by the capital city. Other phenomena that have occurred in previous decades and are still happening today are the incessant development of various infrastructure projects, especially in the field of transportation, will have a very significant impact on the development of the region in the Bekasi area. One indication of the growth of the Bekasi area is the large number of housing developed by developers, like in this features. Developers not only build housing at low prices, but many of them are luxury homes. This background research problem is once the construction of planned housing estates has become a trigger for the growth of the city of Bekasi. But on the other side, urban growth triggered by the construction of planned housing by developers gave rise to spatial segregation with the pre-existing native housing. The research problem describes in three research questions. There are the first, has there been spatial segregation in the Puri Gading housing area? And the second question is, what the kind of spatial segregation emerged after the development of the Puri Gading complex? And the third question is, what are the factors that cause spatial segregation in the Puri Gading housing areas? The explain and answer on the research question, the methods used in this research is descriptive qualitative by studying the occurrence of segregation through observing the characteristic and use of open spaces and access roads. Data is obtained through direct observation and supported by satellite data using Google Earth. Starting from the result and discussion, we observed the condition of the Puri Gading complex in Bekasi from the side of the fence as well as the main entrance of the housing complex and several clusters within it. Puri Gading housing is form of luxury housing that was built in the Jati Melati sub-districts, Pondok Melati district, Bekasi City, West Java. As with other luxury housing, Puri Gading is a closed housing complex and is an example of housing that is always guarded by the personal security. The second fact is related to access to the toolkit with connects as well as main access. The area to and from Jakarta. These facts are: one of the selling point of this housing is that it's located close to the Jatiwarna toll exit. So that is an alternative choice that is great demand by migrant working in the capital. In the other hand, the access made by the Puri Gading housing developer is the main alternative for people living in the vicinity to access to toll gate. The existence of gates that are closed to non-residents and the condition of housing gates that are always guarded is one of the indication of spatial segregation. This is one of our results of our research. Exclusion occurs, which causes the emergence of gaps with the surrounding settlement. The front gate of the cluster within the Puri Gading housing complex, causing the internal spatial segregation with the housing complex. The existence of open space facilities that are closed from outsiders create an elite impression and has an impact of the gap with the surrounding settlement. Other findings that indicate the occurrence of spatial segregation are related to access in infrastructure, road infrastructure. Unplanned settlements occupied by local residents can be found behind the Puri Gading housing complex. The width of the road, existing roads in the settlement are much smaller than the roads in Puri Gading housing. Access road to highways and commercial places are also can be reached via Jalan Puri Gading Utama, which has only one exit and entry. So the flow of vehicles, especially in the morning at 7 o'clock and other hours, often causes a build-up of vehicle in the form of traffic jam. Other fields finding indicated concern for spatial segregation are related to access that the differences in the quality and physical with the concern of road transportation infrastructure are very different between the roads within the Puri housing complex and the surrounding villages, causing gaps and as an indication of spatial segregation. The conclusion on our research are: the first, spatial segregation happened as an impact of the development of Puri Gading housing. The second conclusion is spatial segregation appears in the form of internal and external spatial segregation. And the third, factors causing spatial segregation are access restriction through closed gates and open space restriction, which only apply to residents. Thus, from the result of the research finding obtained, we suggest that to minimize the impact of spatial segregation so as not to create social conflict, there must be regulation from the local government that regulate all developers in spatial planning, especially public spaces that can be accessed and used by residents of settlement around the housing being built. Okay, thank you for the time, and I finish my presentation, and good luck. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.